I'm reminded by a CEO I've worked for that I did my work. I have this process, it's called making it better. And it's a culture change process, but it's fast. Again, it goes against the norm. It's fast and it works. And we've done it over 200 companies around the world. Here's one of the interesting things. It has about a 90 some odd percent success rate when there's a 75% failure rate in everybody else who's doing culture change. So this CEO, who people are going to meet that are in this people of color and women executive coaching, they're going to meet him. He's going to teach. And one of the things he reminded me of is in very few of the companies we've done the work on, there is no racial equity issue. There is no women's equity issue. There's not a paid compression issue, because we go in with a very inclusive process from the very first day. And within 90 days, a lot of these huge problems that take a lot of energy are gone. And so it just reminds me of the fact that if you remember that this is complex systemic change, that doing programmatic little changes are not going to affect anything. In fact, when they fail, they're going to lower the engagement level, lower the trust level. And that's what too many people have seen forever. And I'm just reminded that this other program that we're doing later in the year, which I invited you to come talk at, is called Leading with Agility Through Disruption. And I have two great authors, Charlene Lee and Hannah Inman, who are going to be there. And I'm sort of highlighting their books. But in that, we are going to talk about this subject of the inclusivity, inclusion. For anybody who says inclusion is not a business issue, they're missing it. I mean, I can prove it in hundreds of companies that have solved all these other problems that we're having wars on the streets for. Now, is it because I'm smart or because my team is superhuman? No. But we got everybody involved from the very first second.
Exactly.
And you know what? There are certain players that didn't make it. They chose to leave because they could not unlearn. And then there were other people who went from 0 to 100 because they were just waiting for a chance to show how to be a disruptive leader, how positive it is.
And they have taken the choice, which is another important ingredient. Are we given choice? Are we taking choice? Sometimes we are subject to those influences, but also to circumstances, instead of understanding that we do have a choice. It's our responsibility to make use of it, but we do have a choice. Oftentimes, by the way, it really connects to this, to what I've mentioned before about burnout, that often people who get burnt out are those who felt they don't have a choice. I really need to keep up and I'm falling behind. I really need to prove myself.